I'm Mike Halleen, and this is the Halleen Machine. The Halleen Machine is a free-to-use, open-source tool that you can install and run alongside ComfyUI to make videos like this one. It provides a timeline and reusable assets like poses, characters, locations. It uses the XDSL family of models, as well as WAN 2.2 for video generation. I'm looking at expanding that with more advanced models. Let me show you how it works. Start by creating a project file. This is a JSON file that contains all your prompts and configurations. Skip over most of these defaults. I'm going to pick a model for image generation and add a style prompt. Then I'm going to move to the Assets tab. Skip over the Poses section. We'll come back to that in a minute. I'm going to go right to Characters and create two characters for our video. First one called Man. Here's the prompt, and I'll configure a LoRa. Now I'll do a test generation. Now to add the second character called Woman. Here's the prompt, configure a LoRa, do another test generation. Now that we have our two characters, let's look at the timeline. There's one keyframe in the timeline already. I'm going to add two more. I'm also going to change it from an open end to an open start. That means the first video will be based on ending with the first keyframe. The other two videos will have start and end keyframes. Let's add a prompt to our first keyframe and generate. This is a picture of a woman in a hat by a pool. Now let's add our character, Woman, from the dropdown and regenerate. That's our character, but I want it to be a close-up. So I'm going to generate a pose by clicking Auto Generate Pose. That'll give me a pose based on the current prompt that I can then use to regenerate that image, getting this result. Now I want to try a different pose. So I'm going to go back to Assets and use the pose editor we saw earlier to generate different variations of poses. Here you can see the ControlNet image previews. I'm going to generate one more. That's the one I want. I'll go back to the keyframe editor, pick that pose, and regenerate the image. That is our first keyframe image. Now I'm going to skip down to the final keyframe image and generate another keyframe using a different pose, same character, different prompt, generate. Now let's compare our first and last images. Do I believe that's the same character? I do. So let's move forward. I'm going to look at the sequence level now, review the keyframes that we have. We still need to generate that middle keyframe. That's when we're going to bring in our other character in a two-character pose. To do that, I'm going to go back to the pose editor and select a two-character pose. That second toggle there is critical. I'm going to generate this pose. Go back to the keyframe editor and select it. I'm going to flip it horizontal because I want the woman on the left and the man on the right. Now in the drop-down, specify the woman as the left character, the man as the right character, and enter our prompt. Generate. What it's going to do is generate one image for him, a second image for her, and then a third pass is going to combine them together. So it will take a little longer, but you'll get good results. Now we're ready to generate the videos. I'll pick the first video from the timeline, change it to 4 seconds, and enter my prompt. You can see that this one has no start image. It's an open start that will end at our keyframe. There's the result. We'll go to the second video, also 4 seconds. This one's a start and end frame. There's the prompt, and we'll generate. Finally, the third video, 8 seconds long. Put in the prompt and generate. Now we're ready to export. I'm going to go back to the sequence. We'll do an upscale and interpolation to improve the quality. Then select export, pick our upscaled version, and export for viewing. And here is the final result. Of course, this is just a demo, so I've cut out all the failed generations and intermediate versions. There are plenty of tools to help you manage those as well. And it's fully responsive. I use it on mobile all the time. It's available now on GitHub. I'd love to hear what you think. Leave a comment here. Feel free to leave issues on GitHub. I'll keep working on it. I got a lot of stuff in the backlog, a lot of ideas. Thanks for watching.